Hello, welcome to another Petrol Blog Rubbish video. I've kind of been shamed into doing this by some of my subscribers who noticed how unhygienic and unclean and unpresentable, loads of uns, the Safrane was in the last video. There was mould around the headlights or the rear lights. There was grime in all the crevices. It looked like a teenager who hadn't bathed for about a week, which is normal for a teenager, let's be honest. So there's three things on the agenda today, all of which will be accompanied by the Citroen Tin Cup of Happiness. The first job actually is to find out why the washer fluid is leaking. And that's not going to be an easy job by the looks of it, but hey, we might be surprised. We might go into this voyage of discovery expecting an epic adventure and find out that it's done within the first corner. The second job will be to clean this disgusting engine bay. It's a lovely engine bay, it's just covered in grime. And the third job is to sort out that leather, because I know a couple of you were offended by the leather inside. So we're going to give it its first clean since I bought it. So that's the agenda. There'll be lots of time lapse, lots of a merely boring man flumbling his way through another little job. But there will be plenty of mint tea. So yeah, onwards and upwards. Just want to point out that I'll be using low-calorie Indian tonic water to find out where it's leaking from. I often find that tonic water is really good for this because it kind of cleans the pipes as it go along, and also you can have a gin as you're going along. Everything I said in the last 10 seconds is complete rubbish, by the way. Alright, so I've just filled up, well, I've just used half of the tonic water, which is actually just standard tap water, in the bottle, and nothing's coming out. So it clearly is something to do with the pipe, because it's only coming out, I think, when you use it. So if I... look, that's very interesting, and that could be good news. Ready for this magical, wonderful display of fountainship? Yeah, it's not meant to do that. Sorry, wiper blades. You don't see that every day. Some people travel to national parks in America to see water spouts like that. Look. You even get magical sound effects as well. Okay, so we're getting somewhere. It's one way of cleaning the engine bay. I should put a brake cleaner in there and just clean it and let it do it itself. Yeah, well, I better stop before the wiper blades have a hissy fit. Okay, so with a 13mm socket, I managed to get the wiper arm off and immediately seen the problem. My camera skills are worse than ever because I'm now... Anyway, look at little pipe. Little pipe doesn't like being connected today, so little pipe needs to find out where it goes, and that should be the solve of the problem. There it is. Look, it goes there. It goes on there. As I suspected, it's a quick fix. I don't need to do a Chris Fix style video on this. However, I will reconnect that. Check it's definitely the reason why. And then look, I'm going to clean that detritus. It's been a while since we mentioned the word detritus on YouTube. But there you go, lots and lots of detritus. We're now going to try the washers again, see if we've done a Chris Fix. Yes! We have washers again, although look, he's only squirting out of one hole. He's got a problem. We can fix that. But the good news is, the problem is 75% solved. 2 washer jets, 1 washer jet. Good news. And again, she wants to come. Look, it's like pornography this. Look, come on, pinning of happiness. Go on, again. Come on. The pinning is here to help. And again. And again. And again. Yeah, and again. Yes, we're almost there. Right, stop. Come on, and again. All this Tesco tonic water doing a great job. Right, wait, go. Yes, 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 yes. We're almost there. And again, yes, yes. This is good. Things are working. Ever since I bought Citroen, or ever since I was given Citroen Ovals by my brother-in-law, things are going well, apart from the Range Rover. But then there's a reason for that. You should buy French. I call that a Chris fix. And again, yeah, we have a result. So that's good news. Well, it's bad news as well, because I kind of wanted to do a video for future generations on how to fix a leaking washer fluid bottle for YouTube, but it was simply a case of reconnecting the pipe. However, because it went so well, I think the lady deserves some ultimate screen wash for safe, smear-free vision. So we're going to stick a bit of that, because I don't want just plain water in there. So we're going to treat the lady to some of the finest pink stuff in the business. Beautiful. With that, it means we're being fast-tracked to the second stage of today's video, which is to clean this, well, the majority of this engine bay from its detritus. We're going to get as much done as possible. And we now have a T-Pigs mint tea bag in the Citroen tin cup of happiness. So all is good in the world. So this is kind of, as you see it now, this is what it looks like after a dodgy time-lapse video. Ta-da! No, that wasn't a cue for you to start talking. I've no idea if this looks any better or not, because I haven't seen it before or after, but it looks cleaner. It looks tidier. So that's basically Auto Glim vinyl and rubber care, and anything that's vinyl or rubber, and also bits of other things. It does tend to clean quite well, actually. So what I did first, I degreased it using WD-40 degreaser. And then I coated it all in the vinyl and rubber care, which I love that stuff. It's amazing. You can see from that bit of metal there, it does clean up metal as well. So I think that's a good job done. I mean, when you consider that was a quick job, the washer jet was a quick job, that looks exceedingly good. Okay, come on in. Okay. You know, people are going to unsubscribe to this channel on the basis that too much time is devoted to goats. Hopelessly devoted to goats. Sounds like a name of a song. So that's all I'm going to do on the engine bay today. It looks presentable again. It looks like it matches the outside, which is a good thing. So just a reminder, I used fast acting degreaser to degrease it, and the bumper and vinyl, bumper and trim gel to do the rest of it. So we'll do another bit in a bit. I just want to point out that the pocket on this Citroen Overalls from the 1990s is perfectly shaped for a large iPhone. They thought of everything, those French. They knew what was coming. So let's crack on with some leather action. One thing I won't do is a time lapse on sort of as I'm doing it, because that's really, really boring. So I'll just do a kind of before and after and let you know what I think. Okay, so I am going to do a video, because I was really impressed with the way this was happening. So what I was doing, I was really impressed with the results so far. So if ever you've grazed your knee as a child and your mum came along to make it better and she dabbed your graze with TCP or the equivalent, you need that kind of action, because the last thing you want to do, I'm guessing, I'm not a detailing expert, although I do wear Citroen overalls, I'm not a detailing excellent professional, but I'm figuring that the best way of doing it is to dab it, because the last thing you want to do would be scraping it backwards and forwards, because that could accentuate or worsen the cracks and turn small cracks into big cracks and big cracks into tears, and that's the last thing I want. And I don't know if it's coming out on the video. Unbelievable results. No, I'm exaggerating. Good results. What I'm pleased with is it's retaining some of the patina, but making it look like it's cared for. Because you know when you go to those country pubs or those sort of country hotels where they've got wonderful sort of leather armchairs in the snug or in the dining room or the lounge next to the fire, those ones you sort of sink into. That's what this leather's done. It's got history. You feel like a French president could have rested his elbow on the bosom of this Safrane. You feel like it's got a story to tell. You know, this car's been up and down the M4 for the first 3 years of its life. This car's been to France. This car's come back from Clapham at Christmas. I'm probably a bit too much on there, but hey, I'm rubbing it off in a minute. But you know, I was shamed into doing something about the leather on YouTube, and it was only when, and do you know what, when I was filming the video and I noticed the grime around the back headlight, I kind of cringed myself, and I thought someone's going to pick up on this because it looked terrible. But that's the reality of running an older car in a damp winter. That does happen. That wasn't neglect, although yeah, I suppose technically it was neglect, but it wasn't going to be in there for long. And you know, there's 1,000,001 things to do on that Peugeot right in front of the car right now. And I should be getting on with that, but actually I'm waiting for a lot of parts to come in. Brakes should be here this week or next week. So we're having a complete brake change next week. See, the worst bit is there. There's actually split there. So that's going to need a repair of some sort. And I'd like to do a repair that retains its history. Taking this off is going to be the hardest thing, because it says to remove it vigorously. Rubbing vigorously is not something I enjoy doing. So I'm going to rub the back, because that's fine. And actually the back looks amazing. Get my fingerless gloves. The back looks incredible. And I think I was again, as always, I was going through this video, I was thinking, this is awful, why am I posting this? But actually, this has made it worthwhile. The fact that we've cleared the washer jet problem, we've given the engine a spring clean, the car was washed yesterday, and I've got to work out some way of showing you the entire car in a minute. Well, it's not difficult to work out, just take a camera to it and show you. But this is the result, isn't it? That is amazing. He's happy with that, he's happy. That's it. Do you know, I'm really happy with the results today, and thank you for shaming me into doing something about my grubby Safrane. The leather is squeaky clean. The leather is lovely, and it smells like it smells like a hair salon in here actually. It smells lovely, it feels lovely, and grime did come off. Years of grime came off, and the bosom feels softer and plusher, and my tripod doesn't want to go down that far, as Yap said to the bishop. So yeah, I mean, this is what I was thinking. I drove this car today to do some essential shopping for my mum, and I had my left elbow rested on the bosom, and I had my right elbow rested on the leather holder. As you know, in the Phase 2, as you may not know, the Phase 2 Safrane, they added storage, because storage on the Phase 1 Safrane is pretty rubbish. Oh look, it's amazing what surprises you find in the door cards of the Safrane. I'm going to digress slightly, because I wonder what's in the other door card of the Safrane. Come on gimbal. This has been freshly leathered. This one's slightly broken, by the way. The catch is gone. It still holds up. Look, Honda Prelude. I'd love to own a Prelude one day. Let's get these cars on the road first. Well, not this one. This one's on the road. I think Renault missed a trick when they were designing the interior of the Phase 2 Safrane in particular, because you can imagine the French president. He's got his left elbow on the bosom, his right elbow on the armrest. He's got a cigarette in this hand probably, and his left hand resting on the gear lever, because that's just the way it's done, isn't it? Your right hand is kind of there if you're a French president with a cigarette. I know you'd be in the back, but bear with me on this. You'd have a cigarette like that and you'd be puffing on a couple of French ciggies. And I think Renault missed a trick, because here, excellent ventilation for the window, stop you steaming up, which is brilliant. But that should have been an ashtray. You know, for the French executive man on the move, or the president, he could sit here, or even on the leather armrest, or he could sit up there Capri style, his elbow resting on here, and that could have been a little place where you could rest a cigarette, and the ash could slowly drop off. You give it a little tap, tap tap, the ash could fall down. Like Skoda have their umbrellas in the door cards with a little drainage channel, don't they? So you put a wet umbrella in and the water drops out the bottom. They could have done that in this with one of those 70s style. My granddad had one. You know what I'm talking about? They had those. It was like a dish on the top with a little lever that went up and down, and then a big long column, and then a bowl at the bottom, and the ash would collect in the bottom. They could have done that on this. You could have had 3 little sections: cigarette holder, ashtray, and a lever for pulling back. And when you pulled it back, the ash dropped out. A bit like a poo drops out the back of a camper van. Drop the ash out. It's genius. Sorry, Renault, you missed a trick. That should have been the ultimate French cigarette owner, or let's face it, everybody in France smokes. That should have been the ultimate cigarette accessory. That's it. I'm definitely digressing now. Next step on the Black Safrane is exciting news, especially for Club Petrol Blog members. So bear with me on that. That'll be coming soon, but it involves tyres. That's all I'm going to say. The Saver tyres on this car will be gone. And a little hint, you could also save money. So that's it for the Black Safrane. And then, Project Peugeot time. Lots and lots of stuff is arriving to get that on the road. And I got lots of people to thank for that. So that's it. Thank you for watching this terrible detailing video. Stay safe.